finally decided to try Guild Wars 1, especially since I was super excited from the lore in Guild Wars 2 and seeing where it originated before actually reading the books as well. Plus, it's a completely different experience, and I love MMOs, and the whole idea of There and Back Again was supposed to include other MMOs than Guild Wars 2. I just kind of got swept away. So, I chose Guild Wars 1, you chose my video, so are we role-playing, or are we PvP only? Let's find out. Right off the bat, I liked that there was still a population for Guild Wars 1, but also that the very first thing that you do choose is if you're going to roleplay or PvP. I feel like that's missing in a lot of MMOs now. You either have Guild Wars 2, which of course you can enjoy the story, and of course you can enjoy the environment and level up in different ways, but a lot of people see it as a very PvP-based MMO, especially those who haven't played it. Now, you also have 14, which is a very heavily based PvE MMO with very, very, very small portions of PvP that you have to queue for. World of Warcraft used to be the best of both worlds, and that's probably what I would compare this most to, because it used to have servers that were PvE, PvP, or new player servers. And actually the RP servers were something completely separate as well, but this was a really cool experience, and it was neat that that was the first thing that you came across. What I also liked is you have a choice of which portion of the game that you want to play, even when creating a new character. A lot of people mentioned that you could go right into factions and then play Nightfall, but I decided to start with Prophecies because I do want to play all three. It was also neat that there were some classes available that were in Guild Wars 2, and it seems like they took those classes and just expanded upon them and made them better for Guild Wars 2, and went through a lot of updates, which is super neat. And I decided that I was going to go with the Mesmer, because the Mesmer, even in Guild Wars 1, is unlike anything you've seen in an MMO before. However, all of the descriptions were completely different in Guild Wars 1 for these classes than Guild Wars 2. Now, actually choosing your character's looks. This is where I'm kind of ripping apart WoW a little bit, especially for something that's retail that still has a subscription. It's kind of funny getting an old game that's free. Well, you pay $40 for all of the expansions and you don't have a subscription, you can play through all of them. And there's more options for character creation than there has been in WoW in a long time, until recently actually. And I just find that humorous. I might pick at it a little bit later on, especially with the gameplay of Guild Wars 1. But it is neat that you got to choose your hairstyle, your hair color, your skin tone, which is normal, but you could also choose your height, which isn't normal usually in other MMOs unless you're talking about super recent ones. And then you got to go as far as dyeing your outfit, which is really neat that they kept that in for Guild Wars 2 and then just, again, expanded upon it and made it even better so that you could dye not only the main pieces, but the trim and threading as well. So I thought that was a really neat touch. And interruption! Because I was interrupted with my gameplay. I literally chose that I was role-playing, chose what story/expansion I wanted to do first, created my character, dyed my armor, hit play, and then it went to a loading screen where I pretty much had to download that expansion before I could get into the game for the first cinematic. So if I did have one issue with my experience, it's not really an issue, but it was funny that that happened because I wasn't expecting it.
People carry on with their daily lives, unaware that in a short while, everything they have ever known will come to an end.
scribe?
Yes, my lord.
These Char are relentless, but we shall hold the wall at all costs.
Yes, my lord.
Take this message to Sir Titus. Go forth and recruit the strongest, the smartest. Bring to me the bravest in all of Ascalon. Find me the heroes who will lead our kingdom to glory.
As you command, my king.
Before we get to the gameplay, I felt bad about this already. A, you play as a human, even though I'm sure you see pretty much all of the other races in the game afterwards. B, you immediately have the scene pan and descend upon char fighting, which look really cute, by the way, and King Adalburn talking about how they have to finish this war and they have to win and find all able-bodied, and you are one of the people that they find, and you essentially, from what I can tell, have to fight for him. And that's not right, because the humans took the land from the Char to begin with, gosh dang it. There I am, human, mesmer, hot messy bun up, Char killer, maybe, eventually. And I'm totally leaving this here because I want to know if you guys actually want to see the rest of my experience with Guild Wars 1 before I actually post combat and talk about what I thought about it and compare it to other MMOs like I did earlier, and that MMO will probably come up again. But if you like the content, don't forget to like, comment, applaud, and subscribe. If you don't know what the applause is, it's the heart button with the $sign. It's kind of like giving me a tip, saying, hey, I don't want to subscribe and become a patron, but I appreciate your video and I appreciate you, and here's $2. Buy yourself some coffee because you do not sound caffeinated enough. And you'd be right, because it's 11:15. Special thanks to all of my patrons, and we also have an awesome Patreon page up, and we have a new video up for our game studio, so make sure you check that out, and I will have that in the link in the description as well. Thanks, guys, and remember, let me know if you want me to see you at the next one.